Namaste. Welcome to Revision with Vrithi. Today we will see the lesson 15, Pottery. Early humans who lived thousands of years ago hunted animals and gathered plants for food. Slowly, they learned to grow food by farming. They needed to store this food safely and protect it from pests and animals. How did they do this? They started making containers such as straw baskets. They would then cover these baskets with mud and clay. However, these containers were not very strong. Soon people learned that if they baked clay pots and containers in fire, these would become much stronger. At first, people shaped pots and containers by hand. With the invention of the wheel, they started using the potter's wheel to make pots in different shapes and sizes. They began to color and decorate these pots with lovely designs as well. This process is followed to make pottery even today. How pots are made? Preparing the clay. First, clay is dug out of the ground. It is then mixed with the water and left to settle. When the excess water has evaporated, it is then stored in a room to prevent it from drying up until it is just right for the potter to work with. Shaping the pot. There are two ways to shape pots: hand building methods and wheel method. Hand building methods are ways to shape pottery by hand. These are rolling clay into long rope-like coils. These coils are then placed over one another in a round shape. Joining flat slabs of clay together to make containers. Pinching soft lumps of clay and shaping them by hand. Under the wheel method, the potter takes a chunk of prepared clay and places it at the center of the wheel. Then, he steadily turns the wheel with the help of a stick or his feet. Nowadays, motors are also used to power the wheel. The potter now works the clay with his hands, slowly pulling it into shape. After it has been shaped, the pot is left in the sun dry until it becomes very hard. Baking the pot. After the pot is shaped, it is carefully placed inside a special oven called kiln. In a fire is lighted to heat the kiln. The colors of the pot darken slowly as it hardens in the fire. Once the pot is baked, it is much harder and stronger. It can also be decorated after baking. Methods of decorating pottery. Pottery can be decorated before or after it is baked. Shapes can be cut on the surface of the pot with a sharp tool. Pots can be painted in beautiful colors. They can also be glazed. Glazing means covering the pot with the shiny substances before baking it. Glazing makes pots smooth and waterproof. Parts of a pot. People in ancient Greece had a very interesting ways of describing the parts of the pot. They used the names of different parts of the human body. For example, handles were called ears and the base was called the foot. The mouth of the pot is the opening at the top. The lip is the edge of the pot right around the mouth. Below lip is neck. The shoulder is where the neck meets the main part of the pot. Here, lip, mouth, ear, shoulder, foot, neck. This is shoulder, this is neck. Pottery in our lives. From very early times, pottery played a big role in our lives. It helped people store food and water safely. People in ancient times painted scenes from their lives onto pots. These pots now give us information about how the early people lived. Pots are used for eating, drinking, cooking, storing, growing plants and playing even today. Understood? This is about the lesson pottery. Tomorrow we will see the exercise part of this lesson. Okay? Thank you.